Good evening and welcome to Motivational Monday with Luann B. How are you this evening? I'm here live at Roca. See the climbing pictures up behind me. And I'm also in my Viking jersey because it's game day. Yes, I'm a little bit passionate about my Vikings, and tonight we play the New York Giants. So I will be climbing tonight, and I will be done in time to go watch the Monday night game. I'm so excited about it. But speaking of climbing, I wanted to make sure that people know that there's absolutely no need to actually climb if you come out to Roca to visit with me. So I'm in this little meeting room that they have. They have a party room that they rent out. And so you too could rent out the party room for some occasion. Kids' parties, if you got kids that might want to climb and stuff like that. Again, no one has to climb, okay? It's just there, it's available. There's more to do in the gym than just the climbing, although that is the basis for the location is rock climbing and learning rock climbing. And again, if you need an exercise, I encourage you to look into it because it's really fun. I mean, if I can do it, anyone can do it. But you don't have to, okay? You don't have to. But this Motivational Monday is a free time for me. Hi, Kathy. Kathy's on mute, but she's joining us.
Hey there.
Hi, how are you this evening?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. I'm staring at your ceiling.
Is that better?
That's much better.
Yeah, my ceiling's not that great.
So, Kathy, where are you coming to us from?
From Rochester.
Awesome. I was just getting started and I was explaining to people that although I host these from the rock climbing gym Roca, that it's not necessary for people to climb, to participate. First of all, if you're participating online as you are, then that's all good. But people can actually come out here and sit with me as well. And the goal is to give away free coaching and inspiration. And so if people have questions, they can bring them to the table or they can come out and have a conversation with me here live at Roca on Monday evenings to kick off your week with some inspiration.
Awesome.
And so lots of people have said to me, well, I'm not going to climb. And I'm like, it's okay. You don't have to climb like I climb, but it is fun to climb. And I didn't know I was going to be a climber. I came out here with my daughter one day and she got me up there climbing and now I love it. It's great for upper body strength. So did you have a question or something you wanted to discuss tonight, or are you just coming on to hear what was going on?
I'm just coming on. What's going on?
So I just posted a quote out on Facebook that said, what are the things you're saying to yourself over and over again that are creating your story? And I was going to talk about that a little bit because our thoughts are things. Our thoughts create our reality. And so if we're telling ourselves that, well, I can't, first of all, that's a great old Henry Ford quote. If you say you can't, well, you can't, right?
Right, exactly.
And so when we say that to ourselves over and over again, that's exactly the results that we get. And so it's about consciously thinking about or being consciously aware of what we're thinking about that helps us to shift the patterns in our life. So what are we thinking about over and over? What are we saying to ourselves over and over again that are creating our story, are creating our reality? Can you relate to any of that, Kathy?
I can. Definitely trying to change some of the things that I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does matter.
It does matter. And it's about catching ourselves in that moment. I remember when I first started this work, as simple as saying, I'd say to myself, well, that was stupid, Luann. And then go, oh, wait a minute, I just called myself stupid. I don't want to call myself stupid, And so I started catching myself when I came to that realization and going, okay, I didn't like what happened there, or I could have done that differently, but not calling myself stupid in my thoughts. And so the beginning of this for me has been correcting those negative thoughts that pop into one's head. And I call it reframing it, right? So first you got to notice it and catch it, and then reframe it and say it in a different way.
Oh, awesome.
So turn it around to the positive or what you wanted to say. You know, it's like when I help people to write their passions in the passion test, oftentimes they'll come up with things they don't want to happen again, or they don't want to have to worry about money anymore. Well, what are they saying to the world? I'm going to worry about money all the time.
Exactly.
Right?
Don't.
Say that again.
The world does not hear don't.
Yes, you know that. That's so awesome.
You know that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I have a book out called Exceptional Care for Your Valued Clients. And really, it's about the power of positive language. And a big part of that is eliminating the word not and any word that has not in it, like don't, won't, can't, couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't. And the almighty should, which only places blame on you or me, depending on how you use it in a sentence. Right? And so even just that consciousness of being able to catch those naughty words in your language, that's what we call them, naughty words, they just turn the message into knots. And so just being able to catch those and reframe it towards a positive statement or exactly what you do want to say, right?
Exactly.
So when people say, I don't want to worry about money anymore, I say, okay, what will it look like when you no longer worry about money, right? I have all the money I need.
Mm-hmm.
Just that simple to turn it around to a positive statement.
Exactly.
And these things take practice and take time. And the first step actually is being able to slow down enough to catch our own thinking in our head.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're doing that to ourselves so that we can reframe it and start turning it around. And I've been working on this for a long time. It's okay. That's the journey in life, right? To work on ourselves and keep getting better and better. Right? Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I'm in a deeper mode on this right now because I have found a retreat center that I want to purchase. And I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to come up with the money to purchase it, but I am going to do it. And I'm setting my mind with complete confidence that I'm going to figure out how to make this happen so that I can then invite you all to fabulous retreats.
Awesome.
Awesome. Have you heard of our retreat before, Kathy?
Is it the Renew one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have.
That's
That's how I found you. And yeah, I have. Really interesting.
So are you hooked to us on the Renew Facebook page?
I am.
Okay, excellent. That's good news. You considering joining us this year?
I can't on one of the days, but yes, I would love to.
Very good. Very good. Well, you'll have to be in touch with me about that. And so we can see how we can work that out for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to put it out there to the world because I always send these recordings, post them out on my Facebook page, and they're on my YouTube page, that I am looking for investors for my for the retreat center that I want to purchase, which will not only be for women, but it will probably be run by women. But it will be open to all people, all denominations, but it will be a spiritual retreat center. And I need to come up with a proposal for purchase from purchasing it from the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi.
Oh, cool.
Who have decided that they're getting on in their years and are no longer able to manage the property, and so they're looking for its new and rightful owners. And I was always looking for retreat centers to host my retreats at. Now I'd love to just own one and build lots of fabulous retreats that people could come to on the facility. Yeah.
Beautiful setting.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the Holy Spirit Retreat Center?
I am, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Have you been there before?
I have not.
Ah.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's on 34 acres of land.
Yep.
And we're going to put 25 acres into a conservation easement so that it can't be built on. So we preserve the woods and the prairie lands, and they've started to redevelop the prairie on it, and they have wetlands on it, and it sits on Lake Elysian over near Janesville, Minnesota, and can sleep up to 41 people in the retreat center facility. And it has a commercial kitchen, but they don't provide the food there. They tell people they can either bring in their own caterer or cook for themselves in that kitchen. So that's pretty cool. So there was a group from Rochester, a addiction recovery group that was moving in when I was there last. They were going to do all the cooking for themselves. I want to add kayaking and canoeing and those types of activities on the lake. See, another cool thing about the lake is it's not deep enough for speedboats to operate on it.
Awesome.
So it's much quieter than a lot of the lakes in our state. I'm not sure if the Boundary Water is my other love of my life, right? Where it's totally peaceful, but they do allow motors on it, but just fishing motors is all that can be handled because it's so shallow. But we figure we can do sailing in little sailboats and canoeing and kayaking. So we're going to add that to the mix as well.
Nice.
Yeah. And so bringing these inspirational messages, bringing women together to support women and all kinds of people to get the spiritual connection that they're looking for in life through the efforts of the retreat center. So yeah, so I'm boldly stating to the universe, which is okay, right? Thoughts are things. So I don't remember, it was a few weeks ago on this call, I boldly announced that I am a divine dynamic spiritual teacher in my own right. And that I desire to live full out as a divine dynamic spiritual teacher. And then look what the universe brought me, a spiritual retreat center where I can actually live full out being a spiritual teacher. Thoughts are things. And that which we think about, we can bring about when we focus on it. And another one I'm trying to practice myself right now is worry gets you nowhere. Worry only brings more of the negative into focus. And so we've got to let go, let God, be at peace, and let things unfold. Allow for things to come in to support us in achieving what we want in our lives. I think that's a key word, allow. So I also use my my Oracle cards. Have you ever used Oracle cards?
Long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So I bought a deck of Oracle cards called Life Purpose by Doreen Virtue, and I will go to them from time to time to check in and ask for advice. And this morning I said, just what do I need to know today? What do I need to know today? And the card that came up was infinite abundance. Infinite abundance. That when you're focused on living your passions, your purpose full out, and you step fully into that, my divine spiritual teacher, that what you need will be provided for you in infinite abundance.
Exactly. It is.
And so if this retreat center is meant to be mine, as I believe it is, then that which I need to make it mine financially will be provided for me. And that is what I'm going forward with in faith. And that's a big part of this, people. It's got to be in faith, right? Exactly. In faith. Let go, let God, let it unfold in its right and perfect timing. Because when we push and we force and we struggle towards things, we create contraction. And contraction blocks up the good flow of energy. The contraction blocks up the good flow of energy, which reminds me, what do we call words like don't and can't in the English language?
Contractions.
Contractions, isn't that funny? That's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they do, is create contraction in your life. So practice eliminating those words and reframing your thinking is a great, simple starting point. Catch yourself saying those words, any word, anything with not in it, and then reframing it. And of course, any other negative thoughts that come by as well, right? And they might be as simple as, oh, here's a good one for most of us women, a lot of women is, we don't look good, or we're fat, or we're, you know what I mean? Why would we say negative things like that? We're all beautiful, right? Catch ourselves saying those things and reframe them into the positive is the beginning steps to shifting your world into a more positive place, because then you will attract the more positive into your life with the more positive thoughts and positive language and speaking. So what are you saying to yourself over and over again that is creating your story? Think about it, investigate it, and start to reframe it to get what you really want in your life would be my greatest advice for this evening.
Okay, sounds great.
All right. Anything else, Kathy, you want to share with us, or question, or?
No, not really. I think, yeah.
All right, I'm going to remind everyone about the Renew Women's Retreat, November 4th through the 6th. And it's renewwomensretreat.com, spelled it all out. Of course, with no apostrophe, because that never works in a computer. So renewwomensretreat.com. And Thursday night, we are doing a wine tasting and painting. And we're painting the dragonfly that is the symbol of the Renew Women's Retreat. And that's going to be at the Post Town Winery from 5:30 to 8:30. Post Town Winery, it's off of Highway 14, Kathy. I can see you kind of thinking about where that is. But the address and all the details are on the renewwomensretreat.com site. Please register in advance if you'd like to join us. It's $40. It includes your painting and 2 glasses of wine. And we're going to have a grand time and get to know. The purpose of these events is that women come together for just an evening to start to get to know the women of Renew who've been coming for 5 years, right? So that you're more comfortable when you come in for the weekend because you've met some of us in advance. So that's what the whole purpose of these little wine tasting and painting events is about, is to get familiar with one another in advance of the retreat itself, so you're comfortable coming to the retreat. And we're going to be making a special offer that night. The first person comes at full price, which is $297 for the whole weekend, meals, accommodations, the whole works. And the second person that signs up together with them comes for $197, which is $100. And of course, what most women do when we make this offer is they split the difference, so everybody gets to save $50 is really the deal, right?
Yep.
And so spread the word about that. Thursday evening, we're going to have a grand time painting a dragonfly and talking about the symbolism of the dragonfly, which is simplifying your life and being confident and comfortable in change. And that's the symbol of the dragonfly. So we'll talk more about that. And we'll talk more about Renew when we get together Thursday night at the Post Town Winery, again, 5:30. And you can register on the renewwomensretreat.com website, or just go register for the retreat in November. That'd be great too. We'd love to see you there.
Okay. That sounds good.
All right. Thanks for coming on the call tonight, Kathy. Appreciate it. Have a good evening. I'm going to go climb the wall.
Okay.